Hello. This is your weekly set update. I am about to interview my co-lyricist and vocalist, Mr. Marc.
Hi.
You're welcome. Marc, I remember about, 3 years ago, you had approached me. We were just talking.
I think it was actually almost 5.
That's what I meant, 5.
2009?
Okay,
Yes.
2009,
Wow.
2 years ago and a half.
Okay, maybe 2 years and 8 months.
And you're all like, what kind of music do you like? And I'm like, I don't really like music. Remember that? Remember I told you that?
Like, if I listen to anything, it's probably like Sesame Street or Barney. I'm like, that's cool, man, because I totally did Dora the Explorer.
You do remember that? Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, and I was all like, I hate everything. And then we kept talking and talking and talking. And like, he's all like, you had a studio? I'm like, yeah. There's a million ways I'm awesome. Eventually, we got to know each other further. We decided to do a music project. So we're going to interview Marc tonight because he's an integral part of the set mindset. No pun intended.
That was a good one,
I know.
I like that.
What?
Keep that.
What are your I already know the answers to these questions because we have like conversations a lot. We talk to each other a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We rub each other's thighs a lot. That's a lie.
That's
I don't
a true
mean
story.
that. No. But I'm asking so that you people know how interestingly awesome we are. I gotta get more of me in the picture. Just kidding. Ow. You're welcome. What are your musical influences? Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, I would say rock and roll, hard rock, heavy metal. The first top 3 that automatically always come out, I think, would be Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Guns N' Roses. And I think I've drawn a lot of influence lyrically, musically. From Pantera. Even Pantera, Alice in Chains.
Mm-hmm.
Some Metallica.
What do you think does it for you for Alice in Chains? Not now Alice in Chains, but back in the day Alice in Chains when we were listening to them as kids.
Sonically, they have a very, they have that sludge metal thing going on.
Sludge metal.
Yes, the Jerry Cantrell's. He has them dark,
almost
riffs.
Brooding.
Yes.
Presence and yeah.
Also, too, I think what kind of turned me on to that was that actually, like someone like Def Leppard and Motley Crue, even Guns N' Roses, they have backing vocals, but with Alice in Chains, you actually had like double harmony.
Well, there was two. Yeah, there was two
vocals,
vocalists.
and I think that, which kind of started the wheels rolling as far as actually that can be done in a band.
Yeah, because Alice in Chains was there, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it can be done relatively well. There's bands back in the day in the 70s and 60s where they had multiple, like Boston has like 20
vocalists, and there's like one guitarist.
Yeah, and one guy on a snare.
Yeah, that's it. He
don't look back.
He holds it on the little, like the band,
he's got
the
marching
band. Yeah,
but
awesome.
like,
it's brilliant.
My train of thought was like, and then you have bands like we call them Linkin Park.
Linkin Park also did it too.
No. I was about to dog them. They suck.
They're alright.
And whoever thinks any differently, funk you. Alright? But this is not about me, it's about Marc. Okay, so, yeah, then we agree as far as Alice in Chains, because it was that harmonizing, it was that presence. The songwriting, the music itself was defining. It captured a genre. It refolded the genre and made us think, okay, well, they can do it that way. I think we can move forward from there.
It really re-energized the genre as far as metal. I think at the time when Alice in Chains and Pantera came out, it kind of people thought different, that they can actually go back and say, you know what, I mean,
It's time. It's time to reestablish our
metal
perception
genre
of music.
metal, or hard rock and all that.
And you mentioned Def Leppard. They're probably, I'd have to say, from knowing you, that it's like they're like your favoriteest band in the universe.
Yes.
Yours. Why? Well, I don't like them. Oh no, I did put my name. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. So in terms of what you want to do in music, maybe not necessarily music wise,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of influencing anyone, what do you hope to attain in your musical career? What do you in the future? What do you hope to attain from here till, whenever we die?
Which is like next year, something like that. I'm just kidding. Um, I mean, I think lyrically, on a standpoint, I think it's just kind of being conscious of what's really going out there, in the world. There's a big platform. Sometimes it gets one-sided. There's a lot going on. So I think lyrically, I think between you and I think it's been very interesting.
Well, I gotta carry you most of the way, so.
I know I don't. I only
just
write
kidding.
one sentence every song, so you gotta forgive me.
I'm just kidding.
But it's a damn good sentence, man.
They're the best sentence ever.
It took me like a month to think of it. I was like, damn it, I did it!
You're welcome. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like you have all these artists out there, and they're multi-million-dollar platinum record selling douche puppies that don't say anything. I'm not even talking about anti-Illuminati stuff right now. I'm just talking about saying something that means something that charges the human race further. And it's like they don't even do that. It's like, so call me maybe. What do you think about Justin Bieber being a lizard baby?
I think he's
You think he's been soul scalped, or do you think he is just a possessed freak?
I think he's a
Or are you like Mark Dice, who quickly says, "Oh, these people are crazy for thinking lizards," but then he uses the Bible as an example? If you don't believe in that, Mark Dice, why don't you read the Bible, Genesis 6:1-8, where it talks about human and demon hybrids? All right. I love what Mark Dice does. By the way, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I think he's incredibly intelligent, but I don't like the fact that he second guesses every single person out there that has an ulterior view to him, especially when he contradicts himself and saying, "Oh, I'm a Christian, and I hate all these Satanists and blah blah blah." But it's like, I do understand the need for proof. I've gone out on a limb and published a lot of stuff that shows that this whole DID thing is probably more real than fake. But anyway, Justin Bieber.
I think he's just a possessed retard, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're gonna give me Justin Bieber, you might as well give me the Backstreet Boys. I'll take that any day over that
Well,
piece of shit.
the Backdoor Boys, they were like multiple door. You notice how I said that, Backdoor Boys? I was making fun of their sexuality.
On some, yes. You want just give me that? I'd rather do that than. I mean, if you're gonna torture me with this bullshit, you might as well tie me up and put on Backstreet Boys.
Right.
I'll do
Right.
that.
Well, I mean, I do like a couple of their songs. I'm kidding. I know they suck. Anyway, okay, so Justin Bieber is a clone from planet Neptune. Speaking of Justin Bieber, I mean, don't you find it a little convenient? And I'm really, because you already know this, but I'm saying it for them because a lot of people out there that might not know. But like, isn't it convenient that okay, Justin Bieber got into jail and and his mug shots and he's all like looking in the camera, blah, and you have all this attention on Justin Bieber when our president currently, year 2014, our president decided to do a state of the dictator um, address. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the dude, like, did you watch the
No, I just heard like snippets about it.
It's horrible. People were actually clapping for this idiot because he's all saying, well, like, I'm going to take over the world. This is basically what he was saying. He was saying, like, this,
Wow.
you are going to love the fact that this is now a socialist state. And people are just like, oh, Mr. President. And anybody that, has an idea of reality can see what he's saying. He's not even trying to read between the lines. He's telling you that I'm going to have executive powers now. I'm going to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing. And, it's for the benefit of the human race. But that was going on while Justin Bieber popularity. Also, the new net neutrality I've been harping on about. They're trying to end that again through another bill. They've been trying to end net neutrality, I'd have to say, for about 7 years now. With one bill being proposed, it gets knocked out. Another bill being proposed, it's almost a carbon copy of the one, it gets knocked out. It's a double-edged sword, the internet. I know he knows what I'm talking about, but for those people who don't know what net neutrality is, it basically means that anything goes on the internet. Okay, it's free space. You are able to
All access to all kinds of information.
Yeah, not just
documents.
not just pornography, but like, it's not like television. Before, back in the day, they had to move for licensing in television really, really quick, because people could basically just kind of spit it out there and put out whatever they want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him talk for a few minutes by himself. He's gonna ask himself some questions. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna stand right here to stare at the camera.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Marc will be back, guys. He went to go take care of some personal matters. I just want to say, I think musically, what we're hoping to achieve between us four right now. Hey, Mike's here. Look, there's Mike. Come on.
He did his interview.
Man, it's your interview.
He did his interview last week.
I think music we're trying to do between us four.
It's all about me, baby. Just kidding.
It's to kind of be lyrically just speak what's going on in the world, and not just not really have any filter, and just kind of you gotta inform people somehow, and when you do that, you take risks, you take chances, and you hope everything works out the way it should be.
You're basically talking about responsibility. I mean, if you have anything in this world, you have responsibility for it. All right. If you have hair, you got to brush it. If you have sexual orientation, you have to be responsible with it. If you have a pizza that's an hour late,
they have to give it to you for free. Damn it!
They should, really.
They should. They really should.
But at any rate, the point is that I think
hour late.
the point you're trying to come across is the responsibility. We have a tremendous amount of things to be responsible for, but nobody taking up arms for responsibility, and I think that's what you're trying to say, and I thoroughly respect that.
And I think this is a good time for hard rock and heavy metal genre in just an overall scope. You got older acts, and you're actually being socially conscious, worldly conscious, and they're actually out there and they're putting out there in their music. You got guys like Chris Cornell writing, taking a stance on. I mean, dude's an amazing writer.
The list is getting longer with our older influences now being independent artists and kind of speaking out against certain things that we know that
And they actually have their palettes free to say whatever they want, and I think that's really what they're doing. And you got to appreciate that in this day and age, in the digital age.
It is very inspiring for artists like us who are just basically still in the garage. They're probably not going to say everything that because we already are with some of the stuff that we're doing, but they're saying enough to at least inspire us to that responsibility. What was the first time you ever fell in love with a woman
With a woman?
or a girl, if you or male, alien, whatever you fell in love with?
I think I fell in love with music before I fell in love with the
I
woman.
didn't. That is a different question. I'm getting to that.
I don't know. I guess I was, I don't know, 11, 12? I don't
Are
know.
you serious? You little freaking pervert.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm not judging you because I think I was 6. Oh, no, I'm serious. I think I was 6 with my kindergarten teacher.
I was raped.
You're
When I was
oh my
11.
gosh, that's not. My kindergarten teacher, literally would walk over me while we did our little naps.
You talking about a first crush? I mean, I had a crush on one of my
No,
teachers,
I loved my kindergarten teacher. I was in love with her. Little 6-year-old freak running around being like, I love you so much.
I think I know I had a crush for a teacher. God, I don't remember her name.
Get the door!
Mrs. Delgado.
Mrs. Delgado.
I read that. I couldn't.
She sounds hot.
If you're out there, you're hot.
I loved you.
I love you so.
Anyways, okay, so you have children.
Yes.
That's one of the things that I can definitively relate with you because I have a child as well. Maybe several, I don't know.
That's awesome.
But I know one for sure.
I have two for sure.
Pizza delivery, man.
Oh, it's mine.
Is this how
It's the
porno
drummer of
starts?
our awesome band.
Can.
And look at that. I brought pizza.
Oh, sorry. It's interview.
Thank you. God, it smells good. Anyway, so your first influences were all the good metal genres.
Yes.
Totally respect you for that. But I do want to also talk about the fact that you were into hip hop.
I was.
Give us a little bit on that. I mean, you were into the gangster rap.
I was influenced. You know, I did, you know, gangbang back in the day, so I think that had a big part of it. But you got,
Plates and stuff.
you know, like with gangster rap, you actually had these guys were actually, you know, socially telling you what's going on in their neighborhoods, going on in the
Take it
streets.
over
You know, they were making you aware of what's happening in other parts of the country, in the ghettos, and you know, the barrios and all that stuff out there. So I think for me the biggest influence would probably be Tupac.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he was
even
amazing.
Yeah. Going back to what you're saying before, when you were gangbanging, explain to them what you mean.
You shoot motherfuckers out there who are from the wrong neighborhood.
I have to censor that.
Sorry. It's okay. I mean, you know, you grew up with a bunch of guys, you know, in your neighborhood. You kind of just, you know.
Well, what I'm trying to get is what got you into it? Was it just the where you lived, where you went to school? What pulled you into that world?
It was a neighborhood I grew up in. It was actually it's a big family oriented organization that has like 6-7 generations, you know, dating back to like the 60s.
Yeah.
And my cousins, I have 4 boys on my grandma's side. My 4 cousins, they all, you know, from that neighborhood. So
it's a lot of inheritance, a lot of family inheritance.
A lot of family. Yeah, and
that's the way it is.
And growing up with these guys, you know, like, you know, since I was young.
That's the way it is with me. That a lot of in South Texas, a lot of families that you know are involved in organized crime and all that stuff, and there's levels or subsections of the organizations.
I mean, for me, it was just like growing up with these guys since I was younger, just the brotherhood, you know. I mean, everybody finds family in different ways, you know.
It was. I mean, for you, from what you're explaining when we talked about it before, it was basically just you watching each other's backs.
That's basically what it was.
Now, obviously, that did include a beer run every now and again, but
It was, you know. There was a few out there. Hey, it's not our fault that Valero leaves their beer, you know, by the front door, you know, on pallets.
That's just asking
to be
for trouble.
stolen.
You know,
I'm sorry.
That's just asking for trouble.
I was 13. I apologize.
Yeah, 13-year-olds need their beer.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch base with that because we don't really talk about that too much on air or any of these podcasts. And I think it's important because I think it did influence you a lot in who you are as an individual and how you project yourself artistically. I'm gonna say this about Mark. He doesn't know how to spell his name. We've been through that, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for him because he you should be, because he being let's say in a not ideal upbringing, he happens to be one of the most respectable people I've ever met. He's very respectable people. He's very conscientious. He's very responsible, and I totally dig that about you, dude. I really do. I think that's a rare thing in today's age.
Well, I mean, I would like to know. I was raised right. I do have the most amazing parents, but it was just my choices.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always. I mean, you're right. I mean, we could be influenced by so many people, but eventually, it's just up to you. You have to take a stand. You have to be who it is.
Or you just have to
kind
of go through things to kind of, I guess sometimes be a better person.
Yeah, exactly. You play a few instruments. What instruments do you enjoy playing with the most? Maybe not necessarily playing, but playing with the most. What do you learn the most out of which instrument?
I play the flute because I want to be like Jethro Tull.
I hate Jethro Tull.
I'm just kidding. Actually,
why do you have to say Jethro? You know I hate Jethro Tull.
I know, that's why I said it. Actually, and then his little foot, like I want to kill that dude.
I'm glad he's dead because I want to kill him too.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah. All right, rest in peace and all that crap. But damn, dude, you sucked.
And the leg going up, that just freaked me out, man.
Who brings a flute to rock and really?
Actually, when I was from the time I was like 7 to about 11.
The music that he made actually gives me Oscar. Like I get Oscar when I listen to his freaking music.
You know what? I've tried to listen to it like on just to try to give it a chance, and it's somewhat okay. But then
I'm thinking about it right now.
And when I hear the flute, it just throws me off.
You know what?
I'm like,
let's move on. I don't want to talk about Jethro Tull. What is your favorite band ever?
Def Leppard.
Good answer. What is your favorite car ever?
1967 Shelby GT500 Eleanor.
So hot.
She's
What
hot.
color? It better be red.
No, actually the original color. Gray.
Boring.
Silver gray. Black racing stripes.
Your favorite superhero? I already know this, but go ahead.
Superman.
Oh, my right, Chi-Chi. Yeah, Alex Ross. Oh, yeah. Who is your favorite super villain?
Super villain.
That's a good one, right?
That's
like I've never
that's
asked
a good
that
question.
before. Yeah.
I guess you're gonna keep it in that contest.
It could be whatever you want. For whatever you want.
You know the NWO. Those guys, when they were in wrestling, they were pretty badass.
No, but I'm in a comic book.
Oh,
super
comic
villain.
book. Oh.
But that was the Wolfpack.
Sweet.
Okay.
Man, I guess maybe Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
He's kind of a genius,
I mean, more Jesse Eisenberg's gonna play him. I know.
Oh, that douche.
Yeah. I don't mind Jesse Eisenberg. I
but
just don't mind. I mind him as Lex Luthor. Okay.
I mean, but if you're just looking in the context of based on the books and stuff, I mean, he was pretty genius.
Yeah, Lex Luthor Lex Luthor to me was like an evil Iron Man.
Or corporate America, the evil as a
I think that if Iron Man was evil, he'd have been Lex Luthor. Supposedly philanthropist, billionaire, industrialist. Used all his resources to help people. Well, Lex Luthor did the same thing, only to kind of
serve his agenda.
Yeah, serve his agenda, which was he hates aliens. I'm not a big fan of aliens either, especially when they cross the border, man. Like, stay over there.
Sometimes they run for the
Stay
border because
over
they
there.
want tacos, man.
Do they have real tacos over there? They don't have to get the processed stuff that
They
we
do,
have
but
here.
They don't have flour tortillas.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe they can't afford that.
Oh, that's true. That's why they come to the land of the greed.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I haven't asked anybody in the band this question, and I'm very anxious to hear your answer. What do you hope to accomplish with Set? What are your own not as a band vision, because we already know the band vision, but what do you hope to accomplish on a personal level?
Excuse me.
On a personal level, what do you hope to accomplish with Set? What do you see for yourself with the band?
For me, I think personally, since obviously our or my strength and even your strength are is lyrics. I would say just personally, just just having a message. Having music with a message. I mean, it's been done. Especially in the genre of heavy metal and hard rock.
Okay.
But it still should continue in that vein. Music that actually probably means something to people who hold it dear. They usually tend to gravitate towards that our type of genre. So I would say, just to actually, to reach out to somebody who actually can grab that and they can take it however they want. They can run with it, and actually be inspired by it. To maybe even do something in their lives.
That's freaking profound, dude. And I'm very happy to have this group. And I feel that we.
I think I'm going to interrupt you, but I think as artists, growing up with that music, I think that's kind of what we did too. In a sense, we were inspired by these guys who literally were saying something, not just about having a good time, or but they were actually.
Well, they helped with our soul searching, I think. A lot of the artists that we listen to, our influences had a lot of that, like questioning life and, not saying the mundane things like, hey, I want to bang this chick, or hey, I want to kill this guy. It's like they gave us a reason to want to kill that guy, or
the fat guy.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I do think that it's time for music to become what it should be. But this is not an interview with me, so even though it should be, because let's face it, I'm pretty much the greatest.
It's kind of been
ever.
your interview,
Anyway, okay, so I gotta ask you these. We got about 2 more minutes on this because we're doing 30-minute intervals on these because for some reason people don't watch after 15. Just kidding. What will be okay? Because we've been working on this project for almost a year and a half.
No, it's barely coming into a year, almost a year.
Okay, about a year. I'm not a mathematician. I don't remember things. Where am I?
Who am I?
What am I? Anyway, we're putting it together so that we can make sure it's as perfect as possible, because as Marc said, we are basically doing something, honestly, that really nobody else has done before. There are bands out there that are getting close to it, like Muse. Help me out here. What are the bands they're talking about?
Muse is one of them who's done a real good job, with sending a lot of ideals and messages out there. But you can
Immortal Technique. Yeah, you got
Technique.
You got artists out there, but a lot of them are speaking in code, what I call code. Code is basically when you're putting lyrics together so that only an esoteric type of group understands specifically what you're talking about, but everybody else sees it as metaphysical. I'm sorry, not metaphysical, as a metaphor. So far, our lyrics are pretty much just telling you straight out what's going on. And
yes and no, because we do.
I was going to get to that. Go ahead.
We do write. I think we do write methodically in a sense too.
symbolically, metaphorically as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, there is not going to be any question of what we personally believe in our lyrics. There isn't. I mean, if there is a question, like, well, maybe they're not. Maybe they're shills, or maybe they just want to get into a bed with a lot of women. No, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna know exactly why we're there and what we're talking about. I mean, we're gonna also share with you a couple of personal experiences, but it's always gonna be in context of things that matter. If you died tomorrow, what would you say was the funnest thing you ever did?
Best thing I ever did. Wow. I mean, there's so many memories just to put in one.
Just try the two things.
It's still not enough. I would need like a whole hour just to tell you. My brothers from the neighborhood, my brothers, my other brothers, my children, I mean, it's just, there's so many, even the guys in the band, all the boys in the band, I mean, we've all had good times, I don't think you can define one good memory, because you share with, if you're lucky, you get to share with so many people, Not a lot of people can say they can walk away with a bunch of friends, and then if you do, you keep them close,
Yeah, that's well said.
Definitely.
That's well said. How many fights have you won in your life?
I think all of them.
Nice. How many fights have you lost in your life?
I've been jumped a few times. So, yeah, bitch motherfuckers.
But you see what I did there?
Yeah, that was nice.
Thank you. If you had to choose the perfect woman, please share with them.
Describe her as a...
For you, personally.
Physically or...
Whatever it's your forum.
Um,
How you see a perfect woman for you to maybe someday settle down and marry and chain to a bed. I'm just kidding.
That'd be nice.
But the marriage thing is what I meant.
I would say she would have to have... she would have to be brunette.
Brunette.
Like, mocha skin, she had to be about 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Beautiful smile. Gorgeous lips.
Right.
Wonderful personality. Someone who's supportive, who actually understands my past, and who's been through it all. I'll probably have to say, if I could, I mean, that I'm basically, describing my baby's mom.
You sure you want to say that?
Why not? I mean, I think if there's anybody that's close to being perfect, it would probably be her. I really,
Beautiful, man.
I really respect and love her a lot. She's been a wonderful woman. And she's a great mom, to one of my children, so to my baby.
That is freaking beautiful.
But even at that, my oldest baby, her mom is a very good woman too. Very good mom. She's been a blessing too. So God bless her.
Well, that's awesome, man. I think that you deserve a woman who will treat you like crap. No, I'm just kidding. You deserve a woman that will respect. I think all people deserve each other.
I mean, I think in life you really never know who you're gonna end up with, and even if you do,
No, I disagree with that. No, you choose who you're gonna be with.
you get to choose, but you really can't say I'm gonna plan, and because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work out.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
But you can always, even if you have an idea. I mean, even if you find somebody else who, may be different. I mean, you know it in your heart. When you know it, and that's the beautiful thing about love. You just know it. You just feel it. I mean, if that day ever comes to anybody, I mean, they just basically know it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, to me, I more take the line of Jay Giles' band. Love sticks! But For all of you normal people out there and very nice, happy people, I totally agree with you. I think that it's an endearing quality to not expect something from someone, but
For two people to accept each other for
well, not to
everything.
expect, but yeah, that. But I mean, I think that it's.
Accept.
I think what you're saying is never expect anything from someone, but to, I guess, wish for the right things.
You have to have a foundation, you know. I think for that to happen, you have to have a foundation, man. You know, people say, people think because they half-ass their marriage or they half-ass a relationship that that you really gotta. It's work, you know. It's like anything else, it's like a job. You shouldn't have to make it a job. You should make it like an adventure, I guess. But
Well, you have a lot of people out there that are claiming to be experts. You know, let's take the Dr. Spock guy who wrote all those books about how to raise your children, how to teach them, and don't hurt them, and don't spank them, and don't do anything to them that would destroy their moral code. Well, his child committed suicide, so it didn't really work out.
Wow,
you know?
really?
Yeah.
I was never aware of that.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate and it's sad. And yes, I did throw it in his face, but the reason I did it is because other people that are influenced by this dude, it's more important for them to understand things like that. And it's not circumstantial. She actually, I think it was his daughter, she actually committed suicide because of the way she was raised. So people got to look at who is saying what,
That's
who
like
is
kinda,
telling
that's kind
you.
of like peeling back the onion a little bit. Kind of taking off the lid and be like, look, this is what's really going on.
Well, onions make you fart, but
True.
you really have to take the veil off, and I think that's what you were getting at. Like in terms of, don't let people tell you who you are. You tell yourself who you
Or
are.
you find out who you are.
Right.
And be true to yourself.
You respect everybody as best as you possibly can. Respect their decisions and their choices in life, but you have the ultimate responsibility to be who it is that you choose to be. Don't walk on this world saying, "Oh, well, Dr. Spock said this, or Dr. Oz said this, or Oprah said that." Man, if Oprah really cared about poor people, she wouldn't be a billionaire. That's all there is to that.
True. She'd be bringing 100,000 a year.
Exactly. So,
I mean,
anywho,
I think there's a line in one of Tupac's songs, and he kind of says, you can't live this life without God, and that's basically if you don't put God and family, or you put God in your marriage or your relationship, then it's gonna go to shit basically.
There's a lot of problems with people when they don't hold on to their values and they're easily swayed. And those are the types of people that have been socially engineered to think that by, Luciferians and by the Illuminati and all that stuff. And it really doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. It's just the fact that these jackasses do. They believe in ultimate evil and ultimate good, and they want to serve themselves. Anyway, I'm going to give you the last minute or so just to basically summarize you and whatever it is that you want to say, bro. Go for it.
I just kind of hope everybody, once the finished product's done, I know Marc does an amazing job as a producer and engineer.
I really do. I'm like freaking awesome. He's lucky.
I'm gonna stop.
I'm lucky to have me.
He's lucky to have. He's lucky to have himself, and we're lucky to have him.
Well, I have myself, all right.
I think once the finished product is done, and we're actually hoping to add to the ranks too as well. There's only 4 of us right now. If my boy Joe is watching, brother, we made music together in another band. We wrote together for like 8 years, so hopefully you can jump on board.
Does he play bass?
He plays electric guitar, and he's fucking
We've got a
amazing.
guitarist.
It's alright. Phil once it doesn't matter. Double is my dream. Double lead guitarist.
I like how you do double like this.
Double,
Like, what did that say?
Like double your trouble.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. But if my boy Joe Rodriguez is watching, hey man, definitely give you a call soon, brother.
Hey man, this ain't a shout out.
So hey man, you say what the fuck I want to say. So that's
what
I'm saying. So but hopefully we'll add to the ranks too as well with the bassist and another guitarist, and hopefully you get to dig the finished product, you know, and once everything's done, you know, we'll put out, you know, the EP, the LP.
We'll put out all right.
And we'll do that too, if you need to. But can you wait till after the show?
No.
Mark likes to do it during the show, and that's
Intermissions.
He likes to multitask, and that's what makes Mark great. But hopefully you'll dig it, and hopefully you'll listen with an open heart, open mind. And if you're a true hard rock heavy metal fan, then definitely check it out. Give us a chance on that. I believe you'll be amazed.
Give us the plug. Where can they go?
They can go to Facebook and check out Zet Band or Reverb Nation, and go under Set Band as well.
No, just Set.
Oh, Set. I'm sorry. I apologize. And they can actually hear the tunes on there. And actually, we're editing one right now, so we'll probably put it up tonight. So check it out.
We love you guys. We appreciate the support that we've been given. And I guess next week is my interview. And I don't really know what to say because I pretty much already took over all the other interviews.
It's like Mark's interview. I mean, it should just say Mark and then with special guest.
Me.
Mark with special guest. Mark.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
We're going to get this going on. Peace out, G's.